Hi, welcome back to the channel, and today we're broadcasting from the Audio Skills Desert. I had a comment in my last video suggesting that I sort out my presentation audio, like this now that I'm speaking to you with, and that's coming through OBS. I'm using a lavalier mic and I've got a Zoom H1n as an audio interface. Now what I've noticed is that sometimes my audio is absolutely great through OBS and other times it isn't. I'm going to quickly drag my OBS screen into a screen share. Here we are. So here we can see my audio coming in. Now currently it looks a little bit too loud because it looks like it's clipping. And that's because I've turned it up this morning. But when I originally looked at it, which was the same settings that I used to make the last video. And in that one, it wasn't peaking at all, but it seemed to be down around the -15, which is too quiet. So now if we have a look at it, because I've made an alteration, it's up in the red, -10 or -5, around that area. Now if we get this and bring it down, are we still peaking? No, it's reducing it to around -15, -10, maybe go up a bit there. So it's -4 in this, and we're peaking at around -10. Apparently the ideal average setting you could get for narrative is around -12. But we don't speak at the same pitch all the time. So we go a bit quieter, then a bit louder. We want to find the average at around -12. So the settings we got on here now in OBS gives us around -10 for my normal kind of voice. It'll peak a bit and it'll be under a bit. But the average is around -10, -12. And one thing I didn't realize is that if you adjust the volume on the Zoom H1n here, see currently this is on 9. Have a look on the OBS audio input bar when I reduce it to 7. There you go, it's 7 now. And what's happened? Our peak is now at about -20. In fact, -25 to 20. So I've actually figured out where I'm going wrong. Because sometimes the audio is good and sometimes it isn't. And I don't tend to adjust the OBS audio. I don't tend to adjust the audio input capture on OBS because I set it up once and it was great. So I always thought that whatever audio interface you plugged in, it didn't matter what setting was on it, and that OBS controlled the volume. But now we find that it doesn't, that you have to set it on the audio interface, and you can fine tune it then in OBS. So I'm going to turn this back up to 9. There you go. And see it jump up straight away, -12, -10 dB, and I have -4 set on the audio input capture in OBS. Okay, that solved one problem. Or it might not have solved it, but now at least we know that there are multiple settings for the audio interface and OBS. So I'm just going to adjust my screen again, give us a second. And now I'm going to bring up DaVinci Resolve. And here we see my last video. And what I want to point out to you here is that along the top, as far as there, we've got two types of audio. This is from OBS. This is from a DJI action camera. the audio. And if we squash up a bit more, the audio underneath is from a Zoom F3 and Clippies. Now let's have a quick look at these. If I click on that, it shows that the volume has been increased by 6.7 dB. Come over here, it's at 1037. There's 1037. There's 1098. 1098. So I've got multiple adjustments to the volume depending on which clip it is. So if I go up to the DJI one, 10.83. Now I adjusted those purely by sound to make it sound right to my ear when I was listening to it. If you listen to the video, they seem to be okay. It comes across as I intended it to. Now let's look at the OBS. Let's narrow in. I haven't adjusted it at all. And remember, when I recorded it, I don't tend to alter the audio interface or even bother looking at the audio input capture of that interface. And as I said, when I first set it up, it was perfect. But I use the Zoom H1n for other things, which means I adjust the gain. Every time I'm coming to the machine, the H1n has got a different setting on the dial. So if we go back to the screen, this 0 is a combination of the settings of the audio interface, the H1n, and also the audio input capture. After I made the video, I did play it through, but didn't really clock the low level of audio coming from the OBS. But obviously after I rendered it, uploaded it to YouTube, I had the comment that the dialogue is too low. And I agree, it's too low. So the first thing I did was go to YouTube and searched out how to fix the audio. And then you get that feeling that you're in the desert, the audio desert, the audio skills desert. And you're like, oh my God, I just don't know anything. How am I going to learn all this really, really quickly? Because it would be a good idea to learn all these skills, adjusting the audio in post, compression, etc., etc. So then it dawned on me that, yeah, it would be really good to learn all these things, and I'm going to. But if I wanted to fix my audio really quickly, how would I do it? And then the obvious just went ping. Let's head back to DaVinci. Here we are. And what is the obvious way to do it? Simply render what you've got. Remember, we've already made this video, so it was rendered. Re-render it, because I think I've deleted it off the screen. And while we're waiting for that, here's another little tip. There's loads of videos about removing clicking and mouth noises. Now I remember going through loads of videos about that, and then I watched one and I thought, that's the one. And it's simply, when you're recording, have a drink of water. And that reduces your mouth drying up, creating a load of saliva, which creates all those clicking noises. Doesn't stop it all, but it reduces it massively. Now I remember I used to remove loads of clicks, and then I learnt this, and now there's hardly any in my recordings at all. So if you don't know all the skills about removing clicks, have a drink of water. Prevention better than cure. Saves a lot of time. Here we are, I've imported that back into DaVinci. Opened it up in the Edit tab. So if we crush that down a bit, what do we see? We know this narrative, this dialogue is low. And we know these other parts of the audio were adjusted to my ear when I was making it, and they're okay. From my perspective, they're okay. But this dialogue is too low. So what I thought was, if you wanted a quick adjustment, get the gap where it changes from one to the next, which is here. Make a cut. And simply raise the volume of the dialogue. What does it sound like? Now to check that, let's have a look at the indicator over here. So we want that dialogue to be around -10 in audio 1. Let's give it a bit more. Now there is another way of doing this, a much more accurate way, but this is just a really quick solution. If you've made a video like me and you find at the replay that the dialogue is too low, you can come in, make a quick cut, increase the volume and just check the audio levels in audio 1. So you want it to be averaging around the -10. Let's have a look here.
Provides us more information. And now what I've done is I've just decided to put all the information into DaVinci, line it all up, edit it down and create a video of that day. So,
okay, what was it like before? Let's remind ourselves, let's go back to 0.
Now what I've done is I've just decided to put all the information into DaVinci,
look over here,
line it all up,
20 to 15.
And create a video of that.
Up again, was it 7? 809 will be close enough. Let's have a look.
I've just decided to put all the information into DaVinci, line it all up.
Okay, I'll do a quick before and after so you can hear it properly. I'll export this now as a before and after, and I'll put it at the end of this video. I've learnt a few little shortcuts that can get us out of a tight spot here. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. But we're trying to make a format or a framework to help improve our field recording. We're still in the early days, phase 1. Let's have a look at the sheet. And one of the things I thought about when we're going to go recording is it random or planned? Or is it a little bit of both? We've got a brief idea of what we want to do,